Hello, everyone. This is Jonathan Williams with another episode of The Truth. Um, it's still going to be basically kind of an itinerary kind of setting today. I'm just getting, comfortable with the camera, learning how to kind of, talk to you. But anyway, there is something that I did want to talk about that is kind of near and dear to my heart at this time. I'm seeing it come up a lot on social media, and I would like to address it at this point. That would have to be the senseless killing of people. Doesn't matter if they're black, doesn't matter if they're white, doesn't matter if they're Chinese, red, yellow, purple, or orange. Lives matter. I do not have the distinction without any evidence to call one group of people wrong or right. All I can do is be a human being, love them in that context, allow them to love me in that context, not add any misguided or preconceived judgments on them. And if I really want to know something about a culture or people, I don't make it up or listen to someone else. I go out and I learn about them. It's the things that we do not understand that scare us. And when we are scared, we respond in kind. A lot of people like to call it fight or flight. A lot of people like to call it prognostic thinking. Whatever you want to call it. To me, it's small-minded when you look at a person's skin color, or you look at a person's ethnicity, or even their gender, or even their belief, and you downgrade them. Who do you think you are to downgrade anyone for how they believe, especially if they've taken the time out, like myself, to understand what they believe? And you more than likely, and I'm just talking to the naysayers here, you more than likely being the person that will not even crack a book open. You won't even crack the same Bible open that you claim that you live by. But yet and still, you can judge the world based off of all your misconceived perceptions of it. And I don't think that's fair. And that's where we get a lot of this killing from. That's where we get a lot of racism from people coming up with their own opinions, not understanding that my opinion is going to transcend over one day into my thought process. And one of these days, I'm going to, how I feel or how I really am is going to come out. It's going to manifest itself. It has to. It has to. It ultimately has to manifest itself. When somebody has that amount of hate, that amount of unlogical thinking, that amount of closed-mindedness, it's going to be seen. There's going to be a light of illumination shined on them because they're the ones shining the light. They can't help it. So again, one of the main reasons why I'm getting into this genre of what I'm doing, because I've always had a heart to help people, whether it was to understand, whether it was to give them this off my back, to feed them, any kind of way that I could help. I came up understanding and knowing that that was part of my job. That was part of what I do and what I care about. And it's time out for the games. It's time out for the playing. It's time for me to step up and talk to these young men and young women, the ones that would hear. I'm not talking to anybody else, but only the ones that would hear. It's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to take our rightful positions. And I'm not saying that out of satire. I'm not saying that because that's what everybody says about us. Oh, we're kings and we're queens. We are. We are. We're forgotten kings and queens. That is for sure. I can prove that. But now that we're over here in America, we've gotten to the point where we have been brainwashed. And it's not necessarily our fault because it started the day they brought us over here. They started the day they brought us over here. You come into a strange land without knowing anything that's going on over there and have to, or should I say, you're made to integrate into that society coming from a totally different place, not knowing what the hell is going on. And we're still like that. Almost 500 years later, we don't know what's going on over here. We can't keep up with European ways of thinking and how they're doing because that's not us. That's not what we are about. We are about culture. We are about family. We are family oriented. And they've taken that from us. They've gotten us over here under the thumb and guise of child support systems and all kind of welfare systems to get our women to turn to those systems for help instead of actually turning to the black man for help, to give the woman an easier way to get the money, supposedly. And I'm going to go into one of those too, that when you go and you get welfare from the government, you are putting a target on you and your children when you go and get government assistance. That is why I have never applied for any kind of food stamps, government assistance, or anything, because when it comes time for me to actually gain money or get money from them, they're going to give it to me because I haven't sat up there with my hand out. Like, that's what they call it. They gave you a handout. So they're going to give you a certain amount of handout. Again, I'm going down a road that I don't necessarily want to go down. My only goal here today is to kind of let you know how I really feel and why I do this. I do this out of love. And I say that over and over again. It hurts my heart to see my people falling by the wayside daily. And a lot of it can be attributed to them because you also have to step up and be a man when it's time to be a man. You have to step up and be a woman when it's time to be a woman, and you have to teach your children the difference between right and wrong and not poo-poo them when they go out and learn life and come back and the only thing that you have for them is to elevate their mistakes and not show them a way to rectify them. And that's what we as black people need to stop doing to our kids. We need to train our kids right. We need to stop giving them fluff pieces. We need to make sure they know what's going on outside that door before they leave. We cannot afford to sugarcoat for them or ourselves anymore. We see the way life is. We need to work from that. We need to work from that point. We don't have any black leaders. I'm going to stand up today and say to all the black leaders that we were supposed to have, I do not like you. I don't respect you. You have forgotten the reason why you had your position, and you need to be stripped of it until you go back and find out the reason why you were a part of one of the biggest movements in history, which would be the civil rights movement, to help your people out of a position that they were in and stuck in. But now you're regressing us back over properties and money and things that do not matter while our people are dying daily. And this is where I come in at. My name is Jonathan Williams. I care about black people. I care about white people. I care about human beings. If I can help just one human being understand that it's not about them, it's about the next person, and that person do the same thing, this world will be a lot better. It's not about whose religion is the best or whose God is better than the best. That sounds stupid to me too, and that's something else I'll get into later. But it's not about that. We live in a world of men. We live in a world of men together. And as we live in a world of men together, we need to understand that there is this thing called morality. It's morality and humanity. And they are natural occurrences that go in your head and let you know how not to be a piece of shit. And we need to start learning to listen to that. Help me, people. Help me to help you. That doesn't mean that any one of us is less than the other. It just means that one of us is taking the time to step up like I'm doing now, and I'm gonna do every week from now on. There's gonna be a video up here. Every month there's gonna be at least 3 videos on this page because of the simple fact that I want to get into the process of people listening and understanding that all people of this skin color are not bad. They're not. We've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. If I went down the line of my mistakes, they probably mask or mirror yours. I'm no worse, maybe no better than you are. But I have taken the time out to care for my fellow man, and I refuse from this day forward to allow anyone to hurt one of my people or hurt you without me standing up and saying something about it. And it might be small to some, but this is our time. This is our stepping stone. This here is our stepping stone. We need to use each other in the context that we used to use each other when we were in the safari, like they say, and we had to depend on each other. Even back in the days of civil rights, when they were killing us left and right, hanging us for no reason, we had to find a common ground to stand on. We need to find that common ground, people. Thank you for listening to me and my rants. My name is Jonathan Williams, and this is the truth. Thank you.